The ocean is a vast and mysterious place. Down in its dark depths, life teems in ways we can barely imagine. For centuries, people have gone to sea to bring back food. A single person with a single fishing rod can catch a fish, maybe two if they are lucky, but that is not enough to feed a village, a town, or a city. People around the world depend on fish for their meals. It is a vital source of protein and a cornerstone of many economies. To meet this incredible demand, fishermen needed to think bigger. They needed a method that could multiply their chances, turning a day's effort into a massive haul that could feed thousands. The challenge is simple. How do you catch a lot of fish, all at once? The ocean is enormous and the fish are spread out. They don't just line up waiting to be caught. You could have 100 people on 100 boats, each with a single line, but that is not very efficient. It costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time. The solution was to create a system where one boat with a small crew could do the work of 100 fishermen. This desire for efficiency, for a bigger catch in less time, led to the invention of powerful fishing techniques. It is a story of human ingenuity driven by a fundamental need to eat and to provide. This is where the idea of using many hooks comes in. Imagine setting out not one baited hook but hundreds or even thousands all at the same time. You are casting a massive net of opportunity into the water. Each hook is a separate chance to catch a fish. When you have thousands of these chances working for you at once, the odds shift dramatically in your favor. It transforms fishing from a game of patience and luck into a large-scale industrial operation. This method allows fishermen to target schools of fish or patrol vast areas of the ocean where valuable species like tuna and swordfish roam, waiting for their next meal. So, the reason for using so many hooks is born out of necessity and ambition. It is about feeding a growing global population that loves seafood. It is about making a living from the sea where every trip must be profitable. Fishermen are not just fishing for sport, they are running a business. To succeed, they must maximize their catch while managing their costs. Using a single line with thousands of hooks is the answer they found. It allows a small crew to deploy an immense amount of fishing gear over a huge area, dramatically increasing their chances of landing that one big, valuable catch that makes the entire voyage worthwhile. So, how does this method of many hooks actually work? It is called longline fishing. The name itself gives you a clue. It involves a very, very long main fishing line. This isn't a line you can hold in your hand, it is a thick, strong rope that can stretch for miles across the ocean. This main line, often called the main line, is the backbone of the entire operation. It can be set near the surface to catch fish like tuna, or it can be sent down deep to catch bottom dwellers like cod or halibut. The length is staggering. Some of these lines can be over 60 miles long. That is like stretching a fishing line from one city to another. Attached to this massive main line are smaller, shorter lines. These are called snoods or branch lines. At the end of each and every snood is a baited hook. Think of it like a massive comb with thousands of teeth, and each tooth is a deadly lure. These snoods are spaced out along the entire length of the main line. The spacing can be adjusted depending on what kind of fish the crew is trying to catch. For larger, more solitary fish, the hooks might be farther apart. For smaller schooling fish, they might be closer together. The result is a veritable wall of baited hooks, a curtain of temptation hanging in the water column. The process of setting the line is a carefully choreographed dance. The fishing boat moves steadily forward, and the crew works quickly to deploy the main line from a giant spool or drum. As the line pays out into the water, other crew members attach the pre-baited snoods at precise intervals. It is a continuous, demanding process that can take many hours to complete. Once the entire line is set, it is left to soak in the water. This soaking period can last for several hours, or even a full day. During this time, the boat might patrol the area using buoys and GPS trackers to monitor the line's position. After the soak, the hard work of hauling begins. The boat returns to the start of the line and begins to pull it back on board using a powerful hydraulic winch. As the main line comes in, the crew works in reverse. They unclip each snood, remove any fish that have been caught, and prepare the gear to be used again. This is often the most dangerous part of the job. The line is under immense tension, and the fish being pulled up can be large, powerful, and very much alive. It is a relentless, repetitive, and physically exhausting task that requires skill, strength, and endurance from every member of the crew. To perform this kind of industrial-scale fishing, you need more than just a simple boat and some rope. The vessels used for longlining are specialized machines, built for endurance and efficiency. These longliner boats are often large, capable of staying at sea for weeks or even months at a time. They have powerful engines to cover vast distances and to pull in the heavy lines. On deck you will find the heart of the operation, a massive hydraulic drum or spool that holds the main line. There are also bait-cutting stations, storage for thousands of hooks, and systems for quickly setting and retrieving the gear. Below deck, there are large freezer holds to store the catch and keep it fresh. The gear itself is incredibly robust. The main line is not your average fishing line, it is a thick, synthetic rope, usually made of monofilament, designed to withstand the incredible strain of the ocean and the weight of the catch. The snoods are also tough, but slightly thinner, designed to break if a very large, untargeted animal gets tangled, though this is not always effective. The hooks are large and sharp, made of strong steel. The choice of bait is also a science. Depending on the target species, crews will use squid, mackerel, or other small fish. The quality and type of bait can make all the difference between an empty line and a profitable haul. The entire process is a symphony of machinery and human effort. As the boat steams ahead, the main line spools out from the drum at a controlled speed. A crew member, often called the snood man, stands ready. With practiced speed, they clip the baited snoods onto the main line at perfectly timed intervals. Another critical piece of equipment are the buoys. Large, brightly colored buoys, sometimes equipped with radio beacons or GPS trackers, are attached to the main line every so often. These buoys keep the line at the correct depth and allow the crew to find and follow the line across miles of open ocean. When it is time to haul the line, the hydraulic winch does the heavy lifting, pulling the miles of rope from the sea. As the line comes over the side, the crew works in a precise order. One person guides the line, another unclips the snoods, and others deal with the catch. The fish are quickly processed, which can mean gaffing them aboard, cleaning them, and moving them to the freezer holes. It is a noisy, wet, and dangerous environment. The tools are simple but effective. Sharp knives, strong gaffs, and the raw strength of the crew. Every action is refined for speed and safety, turning the wildness of the ocean into a predictable industrial process. Longline fishing is incredibly effective at what it does, catching specific types of fish in large numbers. It is used all over the world, from the cold waters of the North Atlantic, where fishermen hunt for cod and haddock, to the warm tropical waters of the Pacific, the prime hunting ground for valuable yellowfin and big-eye tuna. The method is popular because it is so versatile. By changing the depth of the line, the type of bait, and the size of the hooks, a crew can target a wide variety of species. This makes it a cornerstone of the global fishing industry, supplying a huge portion of the seafood that ends up on our plates. However, this powerful method comes with a serious problem. The thousands of baited hooks are not selective. They attract any animal that is looking for an easy meal. This means that many other creatures are caught by accident. This unintentional catch is known as bycatch. Sea turtles, for example, often mistake the baited hooks for jellyfish or other food. They get hooked and can drown when they are unable to surface for air. Seabirds, like albatrosses, see the bait from the sky. They dive down to grab it as the line is being set, get hooked, and are pulled underwater. It is a terrible and unintended consequence of this fishing style. The list of bycatch victims is long and troubling. Sharks, dolphins, marine mammals, and many species of non-target fish are also caught on the lines. For many of these animal populations, which are already facing other threats, the added pressure from longline fishing can be devastating. Scientists are very concerned about the impact on ocean ecosystems. When you remove too many predators like sharks or key species like turtles, it can throw the entire food web out of balance. The very method designed to bring food from the ocean is also causing harm to the delicate life within it, posing a long-term threat to the health of the seas. Fortunately, people are working hard to find solutions. The goal is not necessarily to stop longline fishing, but to make it smarter and safer for wildlife. One clever idea is the circle hook. Unlike the traditional J-shaped hook, the circle hook is shaped so that it is much less likely to get swallowed by a turtle, usually catching it in the corner of the mouth for easier release. Fishermen are also using bird-scaring lines, brightly colored streamers that flap behind the boat and frighten birds away from the baited hooks. Setting lines at night when many seabirds are less active also helps. These small changes when used together can make a big difference, helping us protect the ocean's magnificent creatures while still providing food for people.